whether you're a 3PL or you're an operations intensive firm or you're a retailer that's shipping out a lot of goods via e-commerce, where to start? Not starting with the place of, oh, I'm interested in using robots. More, I have problems to solve. It's challenging to hire. It's challenging to find a way to scale really quickly. How should firms be thinking about where to start, how to
Yes,
think about this problem?
sure. I think you're right to start. It's not just on productivity savings. I mean, everybody kind of talks about that, but I think frequently the use of robots is justified by more than that. It has to be justified based on, say, turnover. Now, I had this conversation this morning with a robot company. I said, and we were going through kind of their payback model and kind of trying to vet it, make sure it made sense. One of the things I brought up is that we should definitely study uh, the impact that it has on turnover, because believe it or not, people that work in warehouses that have robots are really excited about it. It's really weird. People were thinking that they'd be out there beating them with the hammer and trying to sabotage them, but it's turning out just to be the opposite. For young people, it's kind of a sign that I'm not a loser. I'm working with a company that's doing something, that's on the forefront of technology, that's got stuff that's just as cool as the stuff that's on my phone. So it does have a significant impact on turnover. So you need to look at that kind of factor. You need to look at, like I said, the availability of labor and how will this allow you to kind of keep up with demand, because really the cost is never as much as the profit that could be lost if you don't have the ability to ship. So that you need to first, like you said, inventory all these business issues, turnover, on time accuracy. Then you can also look, at things like productivity as well. But all that stuff needs to be added together, and you need to kind of start at the front of the building. You need to go through the whole process and look at that as well, and say, what could we do in receiving? What are the major issues? I got a 110-degree trailer in Memphis. It's almost impossible to find anybody that wants to go in there and pull stuff out. Well, maybe that's where we start, because we can't find any people to do it. I think most people start with what they call AMRs, the autonomous mobile robots, and these are the robots that kind of float around inside of a facility. Usually, you have to be doing piece picking, but you can also do it with case picking, and they, by their definition, cut down on the amount of walking that you do as a picker. Why is that important? Well, picking usually is the largest chunk of labor in any warehouse, usually. And then when you look at picking itself, travel is the largest component of picking. So these robots kind of position themselves, or either follow you around and they'll travel back with the order once it's complete, and another robot will immediately show up. So you don't, as a picker, you walk less, you have to go less places, and it tends to also pace the workforce to some degree as well. So there's been a lot of benefits, and also when you factor in those other things I was talking about, reduction in turnover, or those kind of, it seems to be kind of a winner. It's kind of a mystery to me, because when they first came out, I was thinking, like, I'm not really sure I can see how this is going to pay off, but it's by far been the most successful part of the robotic marketplace. And so that's where I'd probably start.